All international travelers touching down at Canada's busiest airport will have to take a COVID-19 test upon arrival starting today. It's Ontario's latest move to help stop the new variants of the virus from entering the province. CP24's Jiyoung Lee is at Toronto's Pearson Airport with more this morning.
Effective at 12:01 p.m. today, here at Pearson International Airport, travelers who arrive will have to undergo mandatory testing for COVID-19. This is a provincial measure that has been put into place, and anyone who arrives and refuses that test will be facing a $750 fine. The Ontario government is also going to increase case and contact tracing, as well as increasing the capacity to screen for variants within the 2 or 3 days of the initial processing. Now, the stronger measures are meant to really be a stopgap until the federal government's measures come into place. The federal government plans on asking people who arrive in Canada at the airports to undergo mandatory testing. And travelers will then have to wait up to 3 days at a government-approved hotel for the test results at their own expense. And Prime Minister Justin Trudeau had said that he expects those expenses to be about $2,000. And really, this is on top of a pre-boarding test that's already required by travelers. They must show a proof of a negative PCR COVID-19 test before arriving in Canada. And once again, these are provincial measures that will kick into place here at Pearson Airport. It kicks in at 12:01 p.m. and really it's to fill that gap before the federal government's measures go into effect in the coming weeks. We'll send it back to you.
All right, and with more on the federal plan, I want to turn to Ottawa. CTV's Annie Bergeron-Oliver is standing by. So, Annie, good morning to you. Let's talk about the mandatory hotel quarantine measures. When are they going to kick in?
Well, this weekend, the Transport Minister, Marcia, told people to be prepared for that as soon as Thursday, because at midnight, 11:59 on Wednesday night, which is basically Thursday morning, that's when all international travel are going to be funneled to 4 airports. So that's now going to be Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver, and Calgary. So all international flights, even those to the United States, will now be funneled to those airports. So this weekend, the Transport Minister told Canadians to be prepared for these new hotel quarantine and other measures as soon as Thursday. But I'm being told it's not likely to happen this week, but sometime very soon later in February, Marcia.
Okay, and there are still calls for tougher restrictions at land borders. What are you hearing?
That's right. There are a lot of travelers who are going back and forth, especially in the United States, coming back and forth. But a lot of that is essential travel. There are now going to be pre-test arrivals, supposedly, at the airport, at the local land borders. But you're right. People are asking for much tougher restrictions. Interestingly, the Transport Minister this weekend also said that he's in discussion, as well as his partner, Bill Blair, with the United States and their allies to try to figure out what types of measures can be tightened up. Here's a clip from the Transport Minister talking in general about why these restrictions are the way they are right now, why they've made these changes, and answering questions about could things have been tighter sooner.
Christmas, we did not have the issue of variants at the time. These are new developments that just arise. And we're hopeful. Look, ideally, we would have a neat answer that applies to everything, but it was impossible. We looked at banning all flights, and that would have a massive impact on our logistical system, on our essential travel. We looked at doing other measures, and what we ended up doing is customizing options here and there to make sure that we addresses most of the issues.
So really the big summary, Marcia, is that this week, all international travel funneled into those 4 airports. The government's telling people, warning them to be prepared that you could be in a hotel quarantine very soon. We're told, though, it's probably not this week, could be next week, and it's definitely going to be sometime in February, Marcia.
Okay, Annie, thanks for that update. Really appreciate it.